Hello, Cancers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing today? Hope everybody's good. Real quick, my name is Patti. I'm here to do your intuitive tarot. I was like, is that my hair flying way out? Do tarot for September 13th through the 19th. We are moving into a full moon on the 20th, guys. So what that means is these energies that we had from the new moon are not stopping, and it's going to carry into the full moon. So if you haven't seen the new moon, it actually talks about the retrogrades that are beginning to happen or happening. Talks about the planets, Mercury, Mars, Pluto, all that kind of stuff. It talks about a lot of things that are happening for the next probably month. So really, really important, because we've got Mercury starting to go into a retrograde, which is going to really deal with communication and stuff. And I talk about that there. It's going to affect you all the way through the end of September. So watch that before the full moon reading. Hopefully I'll get the full moon reading done because I'm going to be leaving tomorrow until the 14th. Then they're laying carpet for 3 days in my house. I don't know how crazy it's going to be. So, and my office is going to be torn up. So we'll see if I can get that full moon reading in. All right. So let's get this started. Oh, the only other announcement is I am, wow, again, boy, he is really pounding this. I'll share you with you in a minute. The only other thing is I'm really working on helping you guys get some free readings or free coaching sessions. I'm going to be giving I hope to be doing, it's all up to you guys, be doing a 1.5 hour Q&A, and also the chance to get, I think I'll probably give 3 free readings away and maybe 3 sessions away, coaching sessions. When I hit 1,000 subscribers. Now, I'm hoping to do that by the end of November. May not happen, but when I do hit 1,000 subscribers, then you will be seeing some free reading stuff, and I might keep that going for you guys. So let's hit 1,000 subscribers, and then we can get there. So help me do that by the end of November and get your free readings. You can get a free reading, that kind of a thing. And what I mean by that is, I'll pick 3 people that are on or have, will be on the Q&A for that day. And if you can't make it, you just have to let me know ahead of time, and I'll put you in the pot as well. All right. So I know a lot of people are different time things. So we're going to work for that towards the end of November. Okay. So if I hit 1,000, so help me out, find some friends, family, and we will do some 1.5 hours of Q&A and some free stuff. All right. So let's get going. Okay, so for those of you that watch me, I am doing a current past, which I don't normally do. I do present and then I do future, but I am really trying to find out why these low vibrational energies are keeping people stuck, because I'm getting a lot of low vibrational readings. And so I want to see what it is and where we're at and why we're getting stuck. Okay, and then of course the Divines card. When I said in the very beginning, really, wow, this is the 4th time this is popped up in the readings for this week. This is Divine's card. This is about looking beyond. This is about your 3rd eye chakra. This is about the number 9, right? Yep, number 9. This is about something trying to come through and be really intense and to pay attention to it. Okay, 9 is also the number something's about to end. However, in this case, it's about really paying attention to it. Is your 3rd eye chakra open? And a lot of people don't know about chakras, but this is the area of your intuition, and that you can see into the 2nd dimension, or feel the 2nd dimension, or hear the 2nd dimension, or move into the 2nd dimension. So this is really, really important to be paying attention to this. Listen to your intuition. Listen to that little voice in your head and really get confirmation on that. All right. Your past energy, okay, is the listening card. And this is where people are getting stuck. They're not paying attention, or they're not listening. They're not active listening, probably because they're too stuck on the technology systems. They're on the iPads, they're on the phone, they're standing next to each other talking, but not really paying attention because they're on their phones. This is about being an active listener. Somebody is definitely not being an active listener. Or the other thing too, thank you, is that they're saying that the person is listening, but their mind is going a million miles a minute because they're just trying to find a pause so that they can interject. No, you step back, you wait, you listen, you really actively listen, and then when they're done, you interact. Okay, this is a really, really hard challenge for somebody. This is definitely holding your progress back. This is also holding some of your rewards back. This has to do big time with relationships. This is Mercury energy big time. Big time, because Mercury energy is about communication. And it is also about technology. So if your computers or your phones start glitching, blame it on Mercury. It's telling you to pay attention. Okay. So current energies is the number 6, one ring circus. Again, this is about the number 6, which is your harmony, your improvement. And what you need to do is listen. This creates better harmony. This creates better improvement in your relationships with each other, also your job. Because sometimes when we are in our jobs, we're busy working, and somebody gives us maybe they're trying to share something or in some instructions, but our mind is on something else. No, we got to stop, place that off to the side for a second. Okay, now you're telling me how to do what? And be present in the moment. Be present in the moment. Okay. And that again is about holding your rewards. You want to keep doing that so you don't hold rewards back. You want to keep listening so you don't hold rewards back. Man, my nose is just itchy. So the storm fields is your future card. Yes, we're always going in a storm, outside of a storm. We're in a storm, leaving a storm, or going into a storm. One of the two, which is a challenge. Doesn't mean that, oh, something bad's going to happen. No, you're going to be challenged. You're challenged to listen. That is a big thing. Thing about the future card is I talk about this with the astrology part, because this is exactly what Mercury, Mars, and Pluto and everybody up there is doing on the planet end of it, the energy end of it, because we're moving into retrogrades, we're in retrogrades, and it is all about speaking and being vulnerable of what we are wanting, needing, sharing, and it's very uncomfortable. But the divine says these are both number 9s. Pay attention. Please pay attention to the things that you cannot see, like love, kindness, empathy, compassion, those kind of things. Those are really, really important to divine, because that is what love is, and that's what divine is. That's what energies are. Energies are all about love. Okay. When we talk about our emotion and feelings, it's love. If we're not in love, we're in fear. Everybody's like, yeah, right. Okay, I'm going to click off. Let me wait before you click off. Wait a minute here. Fear is based, anything you do as far as with fear is anger, bitterness, frustration, and it's fear of something. And what is it? So if you say like, okay, yeah, but what about a serial killer? What about them? That's not fear. That's just horrible evil. If you look back to their history, it could be that they're just, their brain is actually chemically so off that, yeah, they may not be, but I'm talking about the normal person. But if they are a serial killer, how did they start out? Did they start out abused? Did they start out mean? Did they start out all this kind of stuff? And what happened to them? Look at the, what is that guy's name? The Tiger King or something? When I can watch it. I couldn't watch it. You know why? Because I looked at his backstory. I looked at how he was treated, and if he would have been treated and accepted differently for maybe him being gay as his parents and stuff, and things would have turned out different, he probably would have not turned out that way. But because it went into a spiral down, he said basically F it, and you know what? I'm going to do what I want. I'll be who I want. And then the toilet spin went down, right? Yeah. Well, welcome, Benita. Welcome, Lena. Oh, welcome. Yay, good. Cancer and Cancer rising. Yay. All right. So hopefully you caught the first part of it. If not, we'll go through it as we go. So let me get your spread going. We do have to really pay attention, though, to your past energy, and that is definitely about being more of an active listener, more of a patient listener, and a participant in listening, and setting down our phones, our iPads, really being one on one. Because the thing about listening is if you look at somebody while they're talking, you will have, in communication, my communications classes back in the day, for criminal justice, we learned that majority of your language that you speak, over 67% of communication is done by body language, by nonverbal communication. So this is really important why we're losing it, and we're not being active listeners. And that's why divine says open that third eye, because if you look at somebody, you're going to feel their energies, you're going to feel their look, they're going to feel their emotions. If you look into your eyes, we say the eyes are the window of the soul. We're going to see into their soul. People won't allow me to look into their eyes very long because I can see what's going on. Not 100%, because I'm not in their journey and I'm not in their body. However, I can read what's going on. I can tell if you're sad, depressed, anxious. I can tell, that there is something really heavy on your mind. I can tell a lot of that. Maybe that's just being an empath, but everybody has that ability. Okay, so let me go ahead and get your spread out here. Don't forget to like while you're at it. I appreciate it. Smash that like button or share and subscribe. I really appreciate it very much. That's how you support my channel. Again, and if we hit 1,000 subscribers, you guys get some free readings. So share with your friends. Definitely share with your friends. And hopefully we'll reach that by the end of November. I'm shooting for that, but we'll see. It's all up to Divine if he wants it to grow. All right, so let me see here. We're going to see a lot of wands too. We're going to see a lot of communication because of the planets and what's going on up there. Definitely a lot of energies towards getting deeper into the self, and that's why listening is so very important. Okay, so we have the Queen or the King of Cups again, about your heart. It's definitely about your desires of what you want to do, where you want to go with this. We are a one ring circus for your current energies. Definitely, what we want to do is look at this on our own journey. So when we're looking at the potential, not only of listening, but what we want for the future, okay, this is divine saying, pay attention. I'm trying to guide you and show you, but you're not opening your third eye. And I'm trying to give you intuition to what you should be doing in your choices, because it's a one person. It is you, your journey alone, and nobody else. And that's why this is there. That's why the King of Cups is about your hearts, your desires, and that you need to be understanding and talking. Boy, this is the second time Page of Wands showed up, second card. Okay. And then the Page of Wands is facing the Ace of Pentacles. So this is about your journey for somebody. This is about the love of what you're doing. To make financial, money for yourself. This is also a gate to go through there, a little thing. You have the choice to grab it or not. So maybe there's a energy coming saying that, hey, maybe there's a new job opportunity. Maybe there's something come. You've got the Knight of Cups. There is a lot about your desires. The Knight of Cups is coming towards this energy. If you look at it, and it's coming fairly quickly, which means there may be a message coming towards something about work, something to improve your work, something grow your work, whatever it is that you have for money to come into you. If you're in school and you're not working, it's that passion and drive for what you're studying. Okay, and this is your choice. This is the Wheel of Fortune. You have this opportunity. You need to be really listening to that second dimension, divine, of what you are doing and where you're moving with it, where your potential is for your purpose and your calling. Okay, a lot of people get into jobs and they stay there because it's just as easy. Now, if you were watching Geminis, it's all about complacency. Stop being so complacent. Step out of the box. This is where you do have to step out of the box. Unfortunately, some choices that we make, we look at what we want to start going towards it, but then fear sets in. Fear sets in that either you're going to end up doing it alone. I hate to share this with you, Cancers. You're going to always do it alone because this is your journey. It's your choices and what you're going to do. There are always going to be some people to support you, but you're in this alone. You were born alone. You do your journey alone, and you die alone. But you don't die alone in spirit, because spirit and divine is always, always with you, guiding you. You just got to be able to have that third chakra, or the was third chakra. That's your throat chakra. You have to have the third eye open. Okay, and this is your challenge card. You are your worst judge. You are your worst critic. You are so hard on yourself. So flipping hard on yourself. It's time to release some of that, and release that, because when you get into your storms or you go through a challenge, you become really critical of yourself more than anybody else. Okay, that's typical of Cancers, very typical of Cancers. So you need to release that a little bit. Okay, listen to the advice that you tell others. That's a tough one, let me tell you. You have to share the whatever you believe in, that you have to walk that walk too. Okay, so I believe in absolute truth. I try to walk in the most truth that I possibly can, on this earth, because I am human. I do make mistakes, but I will walk in absolute truth, because that's the easiest way and the most peaceful, calm way to live. I didn't used to, and let me tell you, it was a mess. The world was a mess. Mess. Okay, and I got into more storms and challenges than I ever wanted. In fact, people were saying, you just keep struggling. Why do you keep struggling? What is the deal? Well, I wasn't walking in absolute truth. All right. I would check right now with your Benita. Right now, I honestly would check your moon, only because the thing is, it has to. Right now, it's not so much the moon rising, but it is what's happening around it, and the really huge powers in that. Okay, definitely. Seven of Pentacles. Somebody wants to work on themselves. They're just fearful to do that. You know why? Because you're your worst critic. When you're so hard on yourself, what are you so hard on yourself for? Because you're fearful. When we do things, again, we do things out of love. We love ourselves, and we're going to take that challenge and we're going to go with it because we deserve it. Or we're going to say, I just don't know if I can do it. And the thing is, once you do that and you confront it and you face it, or if it's a listening issue, if you stop yourself when you're starting to start thinking, oh yeah, they're talking about that. Oh yeah, I remember when I did. Oh yeah, I can't wait. You're so busy thinking about what you want to say and what you want to do, you're not even listening to what they have to say. The challenge is to stop yourself and say, oh, I know I've been through that, but I'm going to wait until they're done talking. And if the thought goes out, that wasn't for you anyway. Divine's taking the thought out so that you listen to them actively. All right. And that's hard work. That is hard work. But if you do it, it works really, really well. And actually, it betters your relationships. So Divine says, are you listening to me? Just said that. Are you listening to me? Are you paying attention to me? I've been talking to you, but you're not hearing me. I don't know who that's for. And somebody's been getting a lot of little messages. Somebody's been being shown some things. Somebody has been hearing some things. And they're like, oh yeah, that's coincidental. No, Divine's trying to tell you something. Are you paying attention? That's what he's saying. And it's very frustrating when you keep asking for something and he shows you, or he let you hear it, or let you see it, and he's giving you confirmation, and you're not. It's like, when is he going to talk to me? He has been. All right. Oh, wow. What's going on with somebody? This is a different energy, 100%. Holy Toledo. Wow. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords, Seven of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Somebody is gotta be listening. Somebody has to be paying attention to the red flags. This is going to be huge for some Cancer. Now, this isn't all Cancers. This isn't, but there is definitely somebody in your circle, someone's circle, that is coming forward and they're not telling the truth, and they haven't been telling the truth, and they think they're not going to get caught. But if you're paying attention, and like I said, if divine is showing you this, and there's red flags all over the place, or even one red flag, you better pay attention, because he's trying to stop you from being hurt. He's trying to show you that you can't trust this person. Even though they may look it, you can't trust it. I don't know who that's for. This is a new energy. This is this current energy moving into this energy. Now you're going to have to be really mindful, because this is going to be a choice you have. Now, I don't know if this person is at work. I don't know if this person is in your personal circle. I don't know if you're going to be meeting them. I almost feel like it's somebody single going to be meeting something, because you don't want to be alone, you're lonely or whatever. You're going to be judging them like, okay, well, you know what, that's the way they are, that's who they are. Oh, they'll change, or oh wow, but they're so good looking, they got to be a good person. Oh, they got to be. Let me tell you, in the last 6 months I met a gorgeous guy, and I wouldn't trust him past my fingers, my little fingertip, past my nail. I wouldn't trust him, because he is very full of excuses. He lies. I can't trust him. All right. So this is the thing. It's coming towards you, definitely. Again, we have the Star card, trying to create some type of balance, trying to create you to understand that the listening and paying attention to the second dimension is going to create balance. It's going to show you. When I moved from the world thinking, and now everything I do is through spiritual. If it doesn't work, I don't get pissed. It's like, oh, well, that's the way it is. But this is the way not the universe, but the way that divine is going. The universe is frequency and vibrations only, doesn't care about your emotions one bit. Okay, the universe, if you think about the universe, but the universe is energy, and you look at divine is energy to energy kind of a thing. However, divine and the creator of all the universe deals with emotions and feelings. Okay, so it is trying to create more balance, and trying to show you how to make better decisions, how to really listen, how to walk your journey alone, and not be so afraid of walking your journey alone in the human world, because you're not alone in the spiritual world. A lot of people believe in angelic realms and guardian angels, and the Jacob's ladder, angels going up and down and things like that. A lot of people believe in that. A lot of people believe in that. And the thing is, so you're not alone. And if you share that and you understand, if you're content in being alone, that's when things begin to move forward. But again, somebody doesn't like to do that. So you stay in your storm of repeating the same patterns over and over and over again, of being, stuck in your thinking, not listening, not paying attention. Even if there's some people that will go to counseling, and the counselor will tell them how to get better, and they don't want to do it. They hear, they don't listen. They hear what they say, but I don't want to do that. So the listening goes out the window, and then they don't do it, and they're stuck. And then they wonder, what years later, well, what happened? Why am I still this way? Because you didn't listen, and you didn't implement. The thing is, we can say we believe in divine, we can say we believe in the universe, but if we do not walk the talk, then we cannot really say anything. It's just like people that, have the opportunity to change, but they don't change, and then they complain. You have no room to complain. If you've been offered the opportunity to change, and it's been free to you, and that kind of a thing, and you don't want to change, then you miss out. You miss out. The Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is everything. Everything about you want spiritually, mind, spirit, body, that kind of a thing. That is everything that you want. And then your storms become, even though when you hit a storm, when you go into a huge challenge or a struggle or whatever it is, it's not as huge as it used to be, because when you look at things spiritually, it is definitely not that huge. In the worldly, it's like, oh my God, I lost my job. What am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. In the spiritual, it's, oh, I lost my job. What's next? Been there, done that. And let me tell you, he works it out. If you trust in him, he works it out. And trust me, I've been more abundantly blessed by doing the spiritual way of living than the earthly way of living a million times over. All right. So let's get into your love reading, because I didn't see much love in here, but this could have a lot to do with a relationship as well. Again, this heart, this Three of Swords, he's trying to protect somebody from someone. We'll see here if it's with this love reading, if it's somebody that's, but it is somebody coming towards you. So I do feel that this is somebody trying to have a relationship. They're manipulative. They're not being honest. You really got to be careful. Ask the questions. Listen to divine. Listen to your third eye. They're being manipulative for their own gain, not yours. So don't ever give money to somebody. Don't ever put yourself in a dangerous position. Don't ever go alone to something. Make sure anytime I used to date, I'd give somebody the car plate numbers, or where I was going, how long I was going to be there, that kind of a thing. You got to do it smart these days. And that was when was that? That was back in the 90s, mid 90s. I'd be at work and I'd give to a coworker, hey, that I knew that was friend. I'd say, hey, I'm going out on a date. Can you keep this? Here's where I'm going to be, who the person is, blah, 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 blah. This is where they live, blah, 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 blah. And if I'm not back by, whatever, I'll text you when I'm back. And if I don't, and I would expect that from anybody, because in this day and age, it's too scary. Even taking an Uber is scary now. The stories they hear, it's scary. All right, so love and relationships. This again, I think, is pertaining to this person coming into somebody's life. Be real careful, because either they want to help or they want to control. The Horse King. Again, this is number 6 card. This again is about your harmony and balance. You want somebody to come to you, whoever this person is. You want them to come to you. You want them to come to you in assisting and helping and lifting up and growing yourself. You don't want them to come to you in controlling. Because once you allow somebody to control everything, you're losing yourself. You're not allowed to be your authentic you. You're not allowed to be yourself, your authentic self. And I say that because a lot of people go into relationships being fake in the beginning when they're really not presenting who they really, really are. Okay. So, you really need to present yourself in every mannerism that you are, and the way that you dress that you are. I mean, if you go and you're a t-shirt and jean kind of gal or guy, but you go dressed up on a first date in a suit and tie and all that, and you never wear a suit and tie, but maybe at a funeral or a wedding, that's not presenting yourself the way that you are. Just go nice, casual, kind of a thing, and say, hey, this is usually, we're out here, but I'm usually a t-shirt and kind of guy or girl or whatever, that kind of a thing. That's presenting yourself with the authentic self. Okay. Then you're able to assist somebody when you're being honest and true. You're listening to what they are, what the other person is, because the problem is when we go into dating or relationships, we're so worried about us. What about me? What about my feelings? What about what I like? What about when we actually should be asking the questions, what is it that you like? What is it that turns you, gets you angry? I'm not going to say turn you on. That's not what it is. But what gets you angry? What things do you love? What makes you the happiest? What, blah, 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 blah. You want to find it out. And you would hope that that person would ask you the same. If they don't have your best interest. That's this other person who wants to manipulate for their own gain. If a person on a first or second date sit there and you share what you like and everything, you got to be careful, because if you start telling somebody all the things they like, they're going to become that. Especially when girls tell guys, the guys are going to become that because you just told them everything how to be, even if they don't have your best interest, even if it's manipulative, even if it's to get a booty call. You just told them how to be. So you want to make sure that it's both ways. You want to go from the other person first, so you can see the intentions of that, but you have to listen And that means that's your past. This is the problem with somebody that's keeping them stuck, is you have to listen to what is going on, what's being said. This is why the phones have to go down, the iPads have to go down. You've got to be interacted with somebody new, because that 67% of nonverbal communication is going to tell you more than what's coming out of here, because this can lie. And this is what Divine is saying. Pay attention to the energies that you're feeling. Okay? So, that is for your harmony and your improvement with somebody coming in new. This may be a relationship that you're already in. These are the things that you need to be looking for. These are the things. Because when somebody starts controlling or becoming verbally abusive, even in joking, that's a red flag. Red flag. Worked in chemical dependency, worked around mental health, and that is a huge red flag. And abuse, that is a huge red flag. That is not something cool. And if they keep joking about it, they're like, oh my gosh, don't be so serious. Gosh, I'm just joking. And they continue to joke and keep joking, and that's their style. I cut somebody off because this man is in his 50s and all he does is joke, 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 joke. Even if I'm serious, it's just a joke. It's like, dude, you need to grow up. Time to mature and know when to joke and when not to joke. Be a grown man, not a grown boy. There's a big, big difference, okay? When somebody tries to control, or if you're hearing and they're getting defensive, red flag. Pay attention to that. Yeah. So there is somebody coming in or trying to come in that is a romantic cycle. So there is something new. And because it's a number one, you've got a couple number ones here and nines. There might be some relationship becoming to an end because you got a 10, but you also too have some beautiful stuff coming. So the more that, and then I'm going to tell you the final thing is that with Mercury and Mars right now, if you please go back and watch the new moon, skip through the new moon, but go to the energies of the retrogrades and the planets, because this is going to keep going through all of September. And it's probably going to go into October because the Mercury retrograde isn't going to leave until the 16th of October. So this is about communication, about listening, paying attention, about getting vulnerable, not placing blame when somebody is talking. Well, if you wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't have got mad. No, look in the mirror and say, you need to tell them not to talk that way. Okay, or whatever it is that you need. It's going to be really hard time, and it's going to take a lot of courage to get through some of these conversations, because we don't want to put blame. We need to look in the mirror and say, how was I responsible for this? Or how could I have stopped it? Or how could I have changed it? Or how could I have done this? And when we do that, then the communication begins to open. We begin to pay attention. And that's not only in our relationships, but definitely for somebody coming forward, because you're going to find out if that person is really, this new person is really about assisting and growing and lifting you up and loving you, or controlling you. This man is not touching the horse. He's there to assist the horse if he doesn't know how to bow, but he's not holding the horse down. He's not controlling it. He's not moving it. He's just keeping it there, allowing that horse to be the horse itself. And the horse does the bow out of pleasure for being not beaten or hit or whatever, that it's just there, that he's only there to assist, and he's doing it because he respects the man and the man respects the horse. Same in humans. All right, so that's your reading, guys. Cancers, you got a lot of emotions in here, but you also have a lot of this is the fourth time this card has shown up in this week. Divine is saying to pay attention to the signals I am sending you. I'm telling you, I'm talking to you, I'm trying to show you, but you're not seeing or hearing or listening. So the divine is definitely trying to send you your signals and confirm what it is that you want or don't want, but you're not listening. That's the intuition part. Open that chakra. Okay. Just don't forget, please. I appreciate all the wishes. Where did that come from? I appreciate all the the likes, okay? And don't forget, if we hit 1,000 by the end of November, there's going to be some free readings and free coaching handed out, and a 1.5 hour Q&A. You guys can ask anything. You can go to my website and see all the stuff I do, and you can ask anything. Or if you need to ask personal questions, you can too. I'll be deciding if I want to answer those, though. Especially if they're too personal. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Please bring friends. Please share this. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. New moon on the 20th. New moon on the 20th, and that those energies are here. But I'm going to tell you that if you watch the new moon, those energies are going to keep going. So it's a lot about communication, a lot about making sure that we're communicating properly, because this is the challenge for a lot of people. Proper communication, effective communication. There is a communication video that I've done. It's not in this little list that I've given. Really, really good. I'm not tooting my own horn, but it is a good communication to learn, to begin to learn the techniques, how to diffuse, never argue again, all that kind of stuff. And it's one that I probably will repost over and over and over again, because communication is key. Communication, trust, and respect is key. All right. So I hope you guys have a great, great week. We will see you on the 20th. I don't know if I'm doing a full moon reading again, because I am going to Oklahoma tomorrow and then coming back on the 14th. They're laying carpet. And I don't know, my office is going to be shuffled. So I don't know if I'll be able to do the full moon reading, but I'm going to try. All right. We will talk to you on the 20th for your next reading, though. And you have a great week. We will talk to you soon. And don't forget to walk in absolute truth and love. Take care, guys.